Okay, part two. I have a fresh 15 minutes to work with. I doubt I'll need all that time, but this way I can tell some stories while we're at it. Um, yeah, the show was good. I think I give it a 6 out of 10 because I saw a lot of nice stuff, a lot of very overpriced stuff. You know, um, I saw dealers there that had their cards marked up so stupidly that why even waste your time talking to those guys? You know, $150, $200 over what they sell for online and whatever. And other guys had booths where they had very very sexy collections lined up, and you ask them, hey, how much for this? And they say, oh, well, that's not for sale unless I sell the whole collection. And me and Sebens were looking at a very, very, very gorgeous collection of museum collection patch autographs. And the guy said he wanted 20 grand for the whole collection. And if he doesn't sell it as a collection, he's not selling it at all. And so it just kind of takes the spark out of it. It's like, why are you here? I don't know. You're just taking up space. And there's a lot of other dealers I felt spent the money to set up a booth just to display their cards. Like nothing was for sale. It's like, why are you here if that's all you're going to do? Anyway, I bought actually 5 singles. I bought 5 singles throughout the whole show for me, and I couldn't be happier with them. Really, really couldn't. First stop was RBI. Gotta go see Ryan, gotta go see Tyson, gotta go see those boys. And he had a card in there that I just immediately caught my eye. And I wanted it, but I waited until the last day to buy it. But in one of the cases over at Sports Card Direct, they had this, and this guy was on my list, and I only had 3 wrestlers on my list, and I have an Undertaker auto framed right there, and this guy was second on the list. I'm thrilled to have it because it's white cardstock, and he's wearing his DX green wristbands. My childhood rolled up into one card right here. Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, out of Topps. I love it. So happy with this. So happy with the price I got it for too. Word on the street is that they are in the works of making a very nice, high-end wrestling product, like museum collection, immaculate type wrestling. And the only other wrestler I have on my list is Triple H. And if he's in that set, I'll be happy. Happy as a pig in shit. Fast forward until day 3, Saturday night. Convention's over. We're all in the bar drinking, and Ryan finally comes down, and he's in the bar. We get to talking. He buys me a beer. I have a shot as well, and I said, "Man, I still like this card, man. Did you move it?" He says, "No, man." And I was like, "Well, I still had a good chunk of change in my wallet." I said, "Well, what could you do on it for me? Because I'm not trying to flip cards. I'm not trying to sell any of these cards. The cards I buy at Nationals are cards for me. I want them." And he was like, "For you, I'll give you this price." And I said, "I can't even argue with it, man. We'll go up in the room. We'll do the deal." And so we go up to Ryan's room, and it's a whole bunch of sausage in that room. And they had gotten the fight. So, and we walked in the door right as Rousey and Correa were getting ready to fight. And the fight didn't last as long as the deal lasted. So, but I was fortunate enough to actually see the fight. And the deal we made was for this out of Immaculate. What up, Brad 8671? 3-color paint patch, clean autograph, numbered 49 of 49. Very happy to have this. Cross one more off of my football list. Ironically, the night before I left for Nationals, I pulled out my Stay in Frosty white cardboard stock collection. I don't have a clever name for it yet. Maybe you guys can help me out with that. And I realized I had more basketball than anything. I was like, God, I need to calm down on my basketball. I'm not going to look for any basketball while I'm there. I'm going to focus on baseball and football. Maybe hockey. But the last thing I was expecting was to buy basketball. And of course, the very first card I bought was a basketball card because it was gorgeous. It jumped out at me. I asked him what the price was. He told me. I thought he was joking. So I immediately whipped out my cash and just said, okay. I'm not even going to try and haggle. The price is good. I like it. But Flawless Hall of Fame, class of 2002, 24 of 25. I couldn't be happier with this patch and this autograph. Magic Johnson. It's just one of those cards you see that you just kind of just like, oh yeah, it will be mine. Cross Magic Johnson off my basketball list. But that's not the most exciting basketball card I bought. Next up, I was kind of rolling around with Chad, Thundering 24, the expert on Griffey. So when I bought this and he gave me the thumbs up, he said, dude, you got a good deal on this card. I was pleased. And I know I've said back and forth that I hate an unlicensed product. It's just not my style. But there are some times when beggars can't be choosers, and this was one of those times, because when it came to my white cardboard collection, I did not have this guy in it. And especially, I did not have a patch autograph of this guy in it until now. And I asked him what the price was. He said this is on consignment for somebody else. He wants this amount for it, and I almost dropped a load. Because I was like, this guy must be desperate to move this card, because I would have probably paid him almost double than what I actually paid for this card. But, oh, I love this card. Gotta take it all the way out. Give it that extra. 3 of 15 from National Treasure, right? Yeah, National Treasure. Silhouette autograph from the Seattle Baseball Club. Ken Griffey Jr. I now have a white cardstock patch auto of the kid. Couldn't be happier with it. Couldn't be happier with it. So stoked to have that card. Last but not least, the card I was talking about that jumped out at me on Ryan's case. I told myself before I even walked into the doors of Nationals, I said, no matter what, I will purchase at least one card from Ryan. Support their shop, support what they're doing, and they're just a bunch of sweethearts. They're teddy bears over there at RBI Crew 7. And I had my eye on this card for 3 days, and I can now honestly say that I own one. And it might not seem like a big deal to a lot of you guys, but for a collector like me, I'm not the biggest collector. I don't have the nicest collection ever. But this is a monster in my book. And it took me 31 years to get it. And Ryan made me an offer I couldn't refuse. And, he slashed the price on it for me. And I can't thank you enough, Ryan, for doing that. I will always, always, always continue to support you and the boys over there. But out of, what year is this? 2013, 2014 Fleer Autographics. The only guy on my list who is, it's okay if it's not wide cardboard stock, and it's okay in a college uniform. The cornerstone. The milestone. I finally have one. Finally had one. So happy with it. Not numbered, sticker auto. I don't care. I couldn't be happier with this card. I love it. It was funny. The night before we left for Nationals, I was talking on the phone with this Phil Knight rated. I said, hey man, maybe I'm just going to go buy a Jordan auto. And he was like, yeah, right. Well, if you do, I mean, I think Ryan's going to have like 30 of them in his case. And I even told him, I was like, if I buy a Jordan autograph, it's going to be from Ryan. I will not buy one anywhere else. I will buy one from him, if I ever do. Lo and behold. And I was still able to come back home with a decent amount of cash, so that's pretty sweet, because I'm actually got a couple bids on the Bay right now, so that'll actually help. Those 5 cards are neat. This last one right here is the cream of the crop. It is the single greatest card ever. And for those of you guys who watched my UFC box breaks before I left for Nationals, and I pulled the Michael Bisping at it and said that I was going to take it to Nationals and give it to Chris so he can tear it up. I did. I took it to Nationals. I gave it to Chris. He used it as his beer coaster all night long. He didn't rip it up, though. We managed to pull the sticker autograph out or off of it, and he borrowed a pen from our waiter, who had a fun time dealing with us. And he signed it 1 of 1, a Chris Fralin, Michael Bisping autograph. 1 of 1. This is the best card I got all show. There it is. Eat your heart out. How many of you guys have a Chris Fralin autograph on a Michael Bisping card? Nobody else has that shit. And in the words of Chris Sichtifer 2024, this guy right here, the shit's fake, homie. Peace.